guys, welcome back to the Bradford Save, where I just need to go through a bit of admin first. Apologies on the sound quality on the last episode. That was purely down to me being an idiot, I think. What happens between episodes is I move my microphone to one side just so it's not in the way. And I think what happened last time round was I forgot to put it back in front of me when I was doing the recording. So what you were hearing was the sound recording from over there somewhere, which is why it was nowhere near as good. So that won't happen again. Apologies for that. Secondly, more importantly possibly, is just structurally, the uploads on this is going to change a little bit. We're going to reduce it just to 3 episodes a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just to give me a little bit more time to keep on top of them. Between essentially what is a 50-hour work week, including commuting times, and having to go visit my parents every three weekends or so. I have to visit them a lot at this point in time just due to personal situation. Last weekend was the first time I had to do that since I started this, and I found myself trying to scramble to keep up. So I think what I'm going to do is just to reduce this to 3 episodes a week, just to give myself a little bit more breathing space in between the episodes, just to make sure I can get them recorded, edited, and uploaded. Going forward, it's just going to be 3 episodes a week, and if I get time to record a 4th one, then I will, and I can stick it on the Tuesday and the Thursday, or just double upload on whatever day I want. So 3 episodes bare minimum, 4 episodes if you're lucky, basically. I would obviously love to do 4 episodes. I would love to do 5 episodes a week. We just honestly don't have the time for it. But I adore this, and I'm definitely not going to abandon it at all. So 3 episodes a week, I think, is just going to be realistic on that one. But in terms of in-game, Season 2 in the Championship has started like this. After our opening day defeat to Middlesbrough, we actually went on 4 games unbeaten. 1-1 away at Derby, wins against Wigan, Middlesbrough in the Carabao Cup, revenging that first day loss, and then Sheffield Wednesday in the league. Now, Sheffield Wednesday particularly surprising considering they were relegated from the Premier League last season. They went up in the first season and then they got relegated immediately. All 3 teams that went up came straight back down, which is great for variety. Sheffield Wednesday, we actually got that one away from home as a penalty. Pedro Ferreira scoring that. Of course, Will Keane, our dedicated penalty taker, 16 penalties taken him. Usually starts from the bench, so he wasn't on the field by that point. I actually brought him on in that Carabao Cup game because I thought that was maybe going 2 penalties. 75-minute winner on that one, though. Got away with it. Didn't need to call upon his services for a penalty shootout. Of course, Carabao Cup, no extra time. But of course, that surprise against Sheffield Wednesday away from home was immediately followed up by 2 losses. 3-2 in what was actually a really thrilling game. We went 1-0 up in that, and then 2-1 down. Equalised on the 86th minute thanks to Adrian Ruiz, and then lost in injury time. Great game. Great game for the neutrals. Not so fun for me. Adrian Ruiz is in a bit of form, so as of things right now, Will Keane is injured. If you've obviously paid attention to that Ipswich thing on the side there, you will have seen we do have a couple of important people injured right now, Will Keane being one of those. So we're down to sort of 2 strikers, so we definitely are doing a 1-striker system at this point. This win against Brentford was a 2-striker system. I feel bad leaving one of them on the bench, really, because they're both pretty good. Sam Margot is probably the better player right now overall, but Adrian Ruiz is the better finisher. So I feel like playing them together works really well, one of them to sort of facilitate the other. So, but with Will Keane's injury, we don't really have backup striking options on the bench anymore, so we're on a 1-striker system for these upcoming games against Ipswich and Bolton. We did lose to Watford in the Carabao Cup second round as well, so we're out of that. Just worth mentioning. But yeah, fairly average. We do find ourselves 10th in the current league, so pretty much in the middle. Like I say, very average. Probably what we should be expecting for is about that mid-table area. Yeah, so you can sort of see last year's 8th was actually really rather flattering. 68 points that was, but if you look at the stats here, 68 for 4 people there, and then 66 and 65 all the way down to Leeds here. Even 64 Middlesbrough, really. 4 points separating 15th and 8th. It was really tight in that area. So that 8th place is probably a little bit flattering. We only got that purely down to goal difference, 3 goals more than Derby, and then everyone else was sort of fairly average underneath that. 8th was a little bit flattering last season. We probably should be expecting to be in this middle pack again this season. So Ipswich next, who are 16th currently, recently re-promoted from the League One, accurately relegated in the first season of the game on here, and then following up that with Bolton, who narrowly avoided relegation last season and actually started really terribly. Well, they have picked up points the last 3 games. So 2 mid-table sides as of now, away from home. So you can see we have Texera injured and Will Keane and a few other players doubtful, so we do have a little bit of a shift around. I have nicknamed Tex. He is the first nickname of the series, and in general, really. Something happened with Tex in the interim that really sort of made me love him even more. He got really mad that he wasn't allowed to leave for a Premier League club. 3 Premier League clubs came in for him, 3 million up front with lots of extras, basically. I said no to all of them because, well, if they're doing that, then I want to keep him around. He got very mad at that. And then that was immediately followed by the training report where he came top, and I praised him for that. And then with the game that followed, he was back to being happy again. It was really weird what happened there. It was very mad for about one day, and then immediately fixed by the end of that weekend. So he's back to being normal, really. He doesn't really care about joining Premier League clubs anymore, as far as I'm aware. He might still be on his pre-concerns or something like that. But he's been playing really well, but he's injured, so never mind. So our backline is a little bit weakened at the moment. Two of those other injuries are Anthony O'Connor and Eric Garcia. So Globovic, Gibson, Grippo, Queiroz, Medina are the back line here. Now, Medina and Chad Lamb is an interesting situation. Our right back was really strong, and Chad Lamb had a very strong second half of the season. He was players signing the season last season, sorry. But he's not really been playing as well this time, and Medina is just marginally better. That right back position was really strong towards the end of last season. Not sure what's happened here. But Medina is starting this because he is a slightly better player than Chad Lamb as of right now. Queiroz comes in because he's He's the best central defensive prospect we have right now that isn't injured. Lopez, the other centre back we brought in last season, is currently injured as well for the under-18s. So Queiroz starts here. Then in the middle we do have Ferreira, Norman, Dominguez. That's all strength. That's no problem there. Just because of homegrown situation, Colville has to come onto the bench because Jim O'Brien isn't homegrown, annoyingly. This is being brought about from the Will Keane injury and Garcia injuries because they are both homegrown players. So losing them has really damaged the homegrown situation, so Colville has to come on the bench for that. Lopez and Bowler on the field. Now, Bowler is an interesting situation. He's not been playing amazingly well, but Everton got a little bit annoyed, so I'm having to play him a little bit. Nichols is the other option here. I think Simon Kerr is actually back now, but he's always disinterested when I was playing him last season, and I am probably going to try and get rid of him. He's our highest earner as well, so I don't really want our highest earner to be disinterested every time he's on the bloody pitch. So there we are. Lopez on the left, Bowler on the right, Ruiz up front because he's in better form than Saramago. And like I say, we're down to 2 strikers at this point, so Ruiz gets the nod on this one. Slightly simplified version of what we've been playing so far. Hopefully this works out for us. So like I said, Ipswich recently re-promoted from League One. Not really a good option for me right now, other than obviously the follow-up right now. The first page was nothing that really took my fancy there. But, like I said, Ipswich recently re-promoted from League One, but currently sat below us in the table after 7 games, I think it is. So, and we've already had half of this first half with nothing really worth happening. Well, no highlights at all, as it happens. We are having the better of this game, but nothing to show you. I'm so glad I brought you back for this. Oh no, something's happening. We appear to be playing in a dark blue at this point, but they are on the ball here. Is that Keziah Sterling, I would imagine? The Tottenham, I believe he's Tottenham loanee for the most part. I'm not sure if he has completely left at this point, but 3 seasons in. But Sterling on the ball now. We've seen Sterling before in other teams. I think he's been loaned out to other teams that we've played in the Championship last season. We nab onto that. Ruiz on this ball. Passing out to Bowler on the right-hand side here. That corner actually potentially leading to something now with a breakaway for us instead. Norman in the middle. That looks like, I mean, in the 2D, it does look like it just pings off the goalie. I presume he actually did save that. Another corner, though, this time for us. Let's see if this corner highlight actually leads to anything. I very much doubt it with that gathering. Nope, there we go. So, an actual highlight. And there's half-time. Slightly even, except for the possession. We're not doing badly at all. There's a lot more to come from all of you. I'm not massively disappointed by that first half. For being away from home in particular, we're doing okay. It's not disappointment. I can see that Bolton are actually 3-1 down currently. That's worth sort of paying attention to the perhaps inevitable reaction next match out. Now, We are 2/3 of the way through this game already, although we do have Lopez on this. Oh my god, he's put that in. Well, let's watch that in 3D. Portsmouth losing. It is worth mentioning Portsmouth are having a really torrid season this so far. But, well, that's an excellent free kick. I'm not sure if that goalie should have done a little bit better there, but that is an excellent free kick. And we need to make changes just to keep this fresh. Bolton is in 3 days, so I am conscious of that. Now, Gibson is actually playing quite well. Oh, I put penalty taking on this for the Carabao Cup situation. That's why there's a penalty taker line here. Just because I wanted to see who the best penalty takers were, just in case I needed to bring them on, in case Middlesbrough re-equalised. At the end, I said re-equalised, that's not a word. That's why that's there, by the way. Problem here is I don't have backup for left back on the bench, so I can't swap out Gibson, who is the most tired. But I think what happens here is we save Kieros because we don't want to lose another defender. We bring Saramago on here, who is actually better as a complete forward, which I love. And no one else is really playing that badly or is that tired. So I might just see this out for another 10 minutes before I make the next change. And we do have a highlight before that. Ward. Oh no. They've got a penalty. And number 11 steps up for them. Let's say steps up that. Nolan. And Golomovic saves, and we don't get on the rebound. We do not get on that rebound, and that does ricochet off a few people there. Gets it out to Lopez on this left-hand side, who can clear. Oh! Excitement is happening at last. Oh no, they're going to equalise here, though. Well, that was about 10 seconds of relief there for me. 2 minutes of game time, but 10 seconds for me. As well, that's disappointing. Medina is the 15. Medina's been booked, so I'm just going to bring Chad Lamb on here. Easy one. Just make sure we don't lose any more of our back line for future games here. I need to make sure I do have a replacement for Gibson on the bench because I think he does get fairly tired easily in these games. But Lopez is running at their defence right now. I'm not going to change everything. I'll keep it on balance. 1-1 I'm fine with, to be honest. Away from home. A draw is not too bad. But Jackson is running down in that channel. Does ping off Gibson there, presumably. Donatian and Lopez will challenge for that, but they will get there first. Hughes in the middle here can have a crack. He does have a bit of a space, but does find Timon out on the left-hand side there, who can bring that into Saris, who does remain an excellent aerial presence in the middle. I don't think, in terms of aerial presence right now, we have Saris and Grippo on the field, who have, I think, 16 and 14 heading between them, something like that. Remember Saris's aerial presence from the League One. And Saramago, well, there was a slight lag on the thing there, but clinical counter-attack. Saramago puts that in. You get to watch it in 3D properly now. Slightly weird lag on the actual original highlight there, but Lopez gets it through to Saramago, who coolly just slots past the goalie there. 2-1 Bradford. Now, might just bob ourselves on cautious for the last 10 minutes. If the 10 minutes don't go away before the next highlight goes in. Gibson on the ball here, though. Gibson's actually number 17. I do apologise. I got that wrong earlier on. It would have been Grippo that blocked that left-hand side situation. Lopez runs basically all the way to the right-hand side and finds his counterpart, Bowler. But it gets back to him more centrally there. Saramago on the ball now. Bowler can get it out to number 2, but no. Back to Bowler, who is going to give it back to Ferreira, deep lying. Can we get it out to that right-hand side, or left-hand side, actually, at this point? No, Bowler gets past his player on that side, and Chapman makes a good save to tip that behind for another corner. Let's see if this corner actually goes anywhere. We do have both of our best heading options from our defender situation on the field now, so it's a long wind-up for that corner. What was that highlight? It took about 4 minutes to take the bloody corner. Ward. Hopefully this is just the wrap-up highlight. We are 20 seconds from the end of the game. Zara on the left. Gets it to number 11. Oh, Golomovic good save. And the follow-up even better. We are going to probably get a goal line highlight here. See if it crossed that line. Nope. The text at the bottom said did it cross the line, but we didn't get the highlight for that. So the replay thing. 2-1. Oh no, now it happens after the match has ended. What? Didn't go over the line, obviously. Otherwise it would have got counted as a goal. But they actually came into that second half a little bit more. They actually had the better of the game very much on that second half. That penalty miss really ending it for them there. Salamanca made his 50th career league appearance. That was Lopez's first game for the club as well, in the first team, and he scores. Good win, boys. But we'll rest up the boys after this and meet you again for the Bolton game. So a largely unchanged side from the team that faced Ipswich. Everyone was mostly nicely rested. Only Gibson on the left-back position was really tired. So Hodgkinson, our youth prospect from the first youth intake, the only decent one from that lot, who I didn't really mention at the time because he was 5'1" and 7 stone, so not really going to fit into our physical English game. Has grown a little bit, but still on the smaller side. But he is our second best left back apparently now, so he's on. Does count as homegrown club, which does allow us to put Carwyn Spencer on the bench for goalkeeping rather than Sites Kenworthy. Always nice. Nichols is coming from Bowler because Bowler just isn't putting in the performances, in my opinion. So, interesting thing here, though, is in Nichols' first game, he scored against Leeds. Last match was Lopez's first game, and he scored against Ipswich. So, yeah, I like both these guys. Lopez does prefer to be winger rather than inside forward, but I am going to try and train him to be inside forwards. So, but for now, playing to their strength just because they are young at this point. So Ruiz up front still, even though he had a bad game last time, he is still, well, he's the highest goal scorer with 3, so that's something. Otherwise, everything is unchanged, though. They're playing 4-2-3-1. They've hired Emi Buendia, who still has, obviously, his Norwich kit in the picture. But, damn, Norwich lost another good player. Although they aren't doing a lot better this season, Norwich. Keep the good run going. But yeah, Norwich are doing a lot better this season. Portsmouth are doing really badly this season. They're in the relegation spots. After overperforming last season with us, they're doing a lot worse this time. Slightly worried by Dominguez getting booked already. But again, sort of first half just vanishing. Much like last game, although we do have a highlight here though. Bolton running through the middle with Emi Buendia. Sammy Amiobi, still a player. Low in the middle here. Gauss gets to Vela. We are hounding him a little bit. A bit of space for Emi to get it out to Ose Tutu on this side. And Low, well, heads that wide. That's the best of what we've had so far. We've had 7 shots though. 3 of those on target. None of them worth showing apparently. But that one was from Bolton. We have a throw-in on the, what would be the right-hand side as we're approaching their goal. And that, no, that's not a penalty. But it is a goal from Norman. I thought the highlight was a penalty there on the edge at the top. But we got the ball to Norman on the edge of the box, who, well, hits it well enough that Matthews can't make the save. But I thought this was a penalty here. That situation, one of those two situations there was a penalty. But Norman, first time, Matthews should do better. But I'll take the goal. Ferrer has been injured. I might bring him off at half-time. But Glovich to Grippo here on the left, who maybe excellent through ball. No, gets it to Wheater. They head it forward. Ose Tutu, but that just goes to Grippo, who is even better than Saris in the air. I looked in between. Saris is 13 heading, but his jumping reach as well was amazing. Kiros, that ricochets off him, gets it to Medina, who just thumps that straight through for Ruiz to run onto. And he misses. Ferrer is getting slightly better, but that looks like a proper injury. We'll bring him off at half-time. We do have Rossiter on the bench for that. Brentford 5-0 up against Blackburn, though. Blimey. Right, let's start that second half then. Sport Rossiter on for Ferreira, just because that looked like an actual injury rather than one that he can just shake off. And half-time obviously leads nowhere with that highlight. But our team mostly playing alright. Ruiz, the weakest link at this point. I really have to look into that situation with our strikers because I don't know if it's them or if it's just not being able to provide them with the chances or something like that that's causing low ratings for them. Like, Adrian Ruiz is still our highest goal scorer with 3, admittedly, but I just don't know what it is when they don't perform. That's meaning they don't perform. But Golovic gets it up to Norman, who taps out for Ruiz on that winger side, who does sort of act as an inside forward there, cutting inwards. Out to Nichols on this left-hand side, who thwacks that. Even I was caught off by that. I mean, something's just fallen off my desk. It was shocked. Norman. Lopez does an inside-y forward thing here. Cuts inside, gives it to Dominguez, who, excellent pass from Nichols, sees the run for that, and then first time, basically at the post, nothing Matthews could do for that. Excellent job with Nichols there. 2-0 Bradford. I'm actually glad you're watching a game where we've turned up for once. Well, 2 games where we've turned up for once. Norman. Oh, that curled. It curled that it wasn't wide. It was still too high, but there was a vicious curve on that shot. But Grippo collects that up to give to Hodgkinson on the left. Norman will probably pass back here. Yes, he does. And he just thinks about his options there and sees the run for Ruiz. Is he going to round the goalie? Open goal. Ruiz makes it 3. Who immediately runs back. I don't know if he was trying to sort of thank Grippo there for a second, but he kind of stopped halfway back up the pitch. I'm not sure what that celebration was. But Grippo with a bolt through there. Goalie badly misjudges that, and easy for Ruiz in the end. 15 finishing, let's not forget. They've yet to have a shot on target. We're up to 5th. Oh, there's another highlight here. I was about to make changes, in fact, there, but they've just nabbed that off. Number 14. I really should remember everyone's numbers. But Emmy's clean through here, and he misses. Well, they have had a shot on target in the meantime. Corner for them. Kind of forgot. It was a good save from Golovich, actually. I thought he just straight up missed. Wheater heads over. All right, 20 minutes to go. Just make some changes, keep things fresh. There is another game in about 3 days. No one's really superbly tired. Just conscious of a little bit of fitness in a couple of places. Dominguez on a yellow, so we'll get Colville on there. Of course, we did make a change at half time, so I think I might just leave it at that for the time being. And obviously, if anything happens towards the last 10 minutes, I'll make the final change there. Mattock with a free kick on the left, just gives it to Lowe in the middle, who could have given it to number 17 there, who was in a bit of space, but gives it back to Mattock, who can swing in. Or Golovich slightly paused on the replay there, but I think that was Golovich onto the post. I'm not sure what the save was there, but they do get a goal back. No clean sheet, unfortunately. But Downing gets it to Mattock on the side, who swings it right across for Hall to head. Does he get a touch? I think Golovich does get a touch and just manages to tip it onto the post. Excellent header, in fairness. Can't really take Norman off here because there's no other midfielders. So just going to keep Lopez fresh at this point. Bring Bowler on. Because our first choice left midfield is injured right now. Tex, of course. Just keep Lopez fresh for now. And it looks like the rest of this game has been seen through. 2-goal gap. I was happy to stay on balance for that. But Norman on the ball now. Just need to keep the possession, really. And this should probably end 3-1. It's far, far away for Ruiz to run onto that. But we've pushed it all the way back to the goalie right now. And that will probably be time once that's picked up in the middle there. Yep, there we go. And that's a 3-1 win for Bradford. 2 away wins. That was Norman's 50th Bradford game. Bear in mind, we only signed him last season. Norman has been excellent for us. It's nice to see these young winners actually picking up the player. Lopez was player of the match last game. Nichols player of the match of this game. Nice to see them bringing in the performances. 1 goal, 1 assist for both of them in both those games, respectively. Passionate. Very happy with the result and the way you played. So, with that win, it said we were 5th. I'm not sure if the goal back made any changes. No, we are 5th. Which was we were 11th going into that game. Bear in mind, everything's still quite tight as things stand. Cardiff 5 points clear of Middlesbrough, but that's it. Undefeated so far. But 5th. 5 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. 2 away wins on the bounce. That's very good. You can see there, though, Portsmouth in the relegation spots. I think the personal battle between Bradford and Portsmouth might be a little bit different this season. Leeds a bit further down, of course. Geographical rivals. Sheffield United directly on our tails, though. Slightly further away, geographical rivals. But the closest we get apart from Leeds right now, I think. So I kind of decided last time already what our games coming back are. I think what we're going to go in for is trying to give you teams that we've not really played in recently that you've seen. So I think I'm going to run with Bristol City away from home in late October with Portsmouth immediately after that. So obviously Leeds and Sheffield United directly after that, but I am conscious of the fact that it's a very long run of games to get to those two again. I'm trying to keep these a little bit shorter gaps as well, just makes it a little bit easier to maintain the uploads if I don't have to play as much in between. But I think Bristol City and Portsmouth, Leeds and Sheffield, just because of the way these are organised, it basically just repeats the fixtures in the second half. So I think Leeds and Sheffield happen towards the end here. And I think that may be slightly more dramatic to bring you those two local rivals towards the end of the season rather than the start, because they are probably going to be the penultimate upload before the final games of the season against Sunderland and Aston Villa. So I think Bristol City and Portsmouth is the viable spot right now. No cup games between now and then, of course. FA Cup kicks in January, so this is what you see here is what we're going to have until January. So Bristol City, Portsmouth next time round, and until then, ta-ra.